I'll be back.
Tuesday the 8th of November, and here is the latest update of the Three Gorges Dam, reservoir, and little bits about China. Now, before we get into that, I would like to say hello to all the people who did check their subscription, and the new subscribers, many thanks, because now it's gone up to 31,102. So, may have worked, don't know. But anyhow, and a big thank you to one of my regular financial donators to the channel. Many thanks for the $1.79. And again, all this money doesn't go to my back pocket or Christmas. This goes to Pickle, my little baby kitten cat. Well, not really a kitten anymore, turning into a baby cat. And thank you for all the donations there, and thanks to everyone. But let's get underway with the Three Gorges. What is happening? And why was Arnie saying, "I'll be back"? All is to be revealed right now. Okay, so here is a photograph of Chongqing. Chongqing is the beginning of the reservoir of the Three Gorges Reservoir itself. It's 600 kilometers long, and it's very deep indeed. So you can see the difference between the droughts, and the situation of Chongqing at the beginning is not very clear. You can see the time lapse basically from 2019 near enough up to 2022. There hasn't been much rain. I'm not showing the weather forecast for today, only a little pitter-patter. So it feels like the Three Gorges Reservoir is drying up. And every time you look at the satellite image, there doesn't seem to be much traffic related to shipping on the Yangtze River. Is it that bad? We just can only get satellite images. We can get images from social media, Chinese social media for some people who post there, etc., etc. So this is what's happening with the dam. But if we go to another 1,000 kilometers west to the upper reaches of the Three Gorges, where there are 14 hydroelectric dams, and the tallest one, I think, in the world, I'm not too sure about that, they are advertising that everything is marvellous and well, and showing that the sluice gates did open at the beginning of last month, or at the end of last month or the beginning of this month. And I hope that they warned residents there maybe. So that water there, these dams, you could say, very close to Tibet, seem to have a lot of water, but they're not distributing it down the Yangtze. So after the Yangtze, in cities like Wuhan, they seem to be suffering still, even wintertime, with droughts. Have a look at the Barhitan Dam, and you can see the water flow there. Any other information about the Three Gorges I don't have. The water level is about the same at 159 today, but compared to last year it was at 171, and that water from 171 down to 145, which should be round about May time, is they've only got how much, 14 meters of water to play with. Usually they would have like 29 or 30 meters to play with for powering and powering the electricity. The electricity is running about 27%. I think there's 9 turbines working out of possibly over 30 of them. So very little energy coming out of the hydro dam. So if that's the Three Gorges, you could say, what are the other dams like? We don't know. But tonight is a blood moon. And this is a image because it's not nighttime when I'm recording it. Obviously you can see the sun, but there is going to be a blood moon, and hopefully I'm going to be able to film that with my iPhone possibly, or my GoPro. I'm not too sure of the quality. That truly is what I have for the Three Gorges and the rivers in China for the moment. Some other bits of news. Risky bets. Investors demand more risk compensation for buying China bank shares. You can see there, Bank of China, Agricultural Bank, Construction Bank, etc. All the other ones there. This is a cartoon I actually found quite funny. China's recalibrated 9-dash line claim. You may have a globe in your house, and if it's quite modern, you may have this line because that globe may have been made in China. And the 9-dash line is a really old map which China clings to, saying this is our area. Even though if you had a map of Europe, for example, from 400-500 years ago, it'd be completely different to today. But China's claim is, well, here's our map and it hasn't changed. Well, they're just expanding it to the moon. What's happening with COVID? This is in Hunan province. Hunan province is where? Let's just say central China. This is on a highway, basically, and these are all the quarantine camps. It stretches for miles. Does China know something that we don't? And one more thing, security in China. You can now buy your own barbed wire or razor wire in a method that you can just pull out and string, which is going to be safe for you. Again, does China know something that we don't? Let's take a break. And welcome back. Now, you may remember this guy. This guy claims to be an American. He claims to have served in the Marine Force in Japan for 4 years and knows everything about military warfare. But he's only got 4 years experience. I sort of don't believe him at all. This is a clip that he said to his audience of something like 185,000 subscribers. Have a listen to this.
Is worse. Now, a couple of things here. First of all, there is no such thing as the CCP. The Chinese Communist Party does not exist. China, whenever it is written in English, calls it the Communist Party of China, CPC. The West, Western governments, the Western media deliberately write it wrong. It's like if I told you my name was...
This is one of his propaganda methods, and I don't know why he doesn't research it, because it's so simple to do. The CCP, in English, the case here denotes positive or description. That can't be conveyed by turning one word into an adjective or using of. So if I said in English, Mao's Little Red Book, it would be the same as saying the Little Book of Mao. The last one is probably less common. So basically what they're saying there, it's a direct translation, which is fine, Mr. Bryan, to use. It's not an insult. People have been saying the CCP for years and years. It's only recently that they've sort of like cut down, say, we've got to have the correct title, CPC. We can go on to another expert related to this. Obviously, Brian, you're not an expert, you're just waffling propaganda. And some people even say that you're a spy as well, a Russian spy, a sleeper spy who's now come out. But what's it say here? Chinese Communist Party was the official translation the party used after the formation. You can use this anecdote in other accounts that during the party's early days of CCP, it was generally accepted within the party. So you can see, before CPC came out, like you could say 20 years ago, whatever, it was accepted to say CCP. So Brian, a little porcupine, and you haven't done your research there. Let's move on to another thing he said, which I found, oh my God, did you do your research?
Supposedly has the CCP is using to control everyone in a dystopian sci-fi style nightmare of a society. But this system does not exist.
Well, this system does exist, and I have mentioned this, but I'm not too sure if I'm allowed to use the video. It's a company that the Chinese government has invested millions of dollars to Megvid, I think it is, and they actually call it, yes, Skynet from the Terminator. Hence, here's a link from Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll be back. And here's a small snippet. Now, you can go and type this in on Twitter, on YouTube, and you can read about Skynet and how they are actually tracking people for the social credit system. Brian, do your research, mate.
Exactly what happened in every second, in every corner of the city. This is a video stream in a subway station.
Now, on November the 24th, 2022, it is Thanksgiving Day in the United States of America, and we have a very special show for you on that day. Take a look at this advertisement. Related to Pickle, do check out Tokyo and Pickle channel. The link is in the description below. Here is the latest video of what's happening with Pickle in the sand. She is a constant bundle of joy, really trying to train her not to bite hand or to jump here and then bite. Jumping here is okay, I can accept that, or onto the body. Sorry if I'm sweating a little bit, very hot today. But trying not to bite the hand is sort of really tricky to do, so we're trying to use more toys and things like that. But she just doesn't sleep, she just jumps around everywhere. And Tokyo in the evening, well, he sort of gets a little bit annoyed and he will go, so we have to separate them. So in the evening, Tokyo will be upstairs with me and Pickle will be downstairs with beautiful Soapy. So that's what's happening there. One person did say we don't see any videos of who? Soapy, my gorgeous girlfriend. She is around, very busy doing other things and bits and pieces. But as Arnold Schwarzenegger said,
I'll be back. Ha! You did not going to say that, did you?
That's what you always say.
I do.
And you can check out some other videos on some of the thumbnails here. I will see you next time. Thank you and have a wonderful day.